And this is beyond stupid. The Fantastic Three, dumb motherfuckers. He was actively suicidal, would withdraw billions of dollars. That's why he did that. She's a total beast. The kind of nice girl you would bring to meet your mom. Welcome back, guys. Always good to see you. So in what has to be one of the least sophisticated arguments ever for such a massive, massive scandal, financial scandal at this grand scale, this is the least sophisticated elementary defense, especially given his parents are so-called Ivy League legal experts. That you know that Mark Cohen and his other lawyer, Everdell, they're charging mega big bucks, with Everdell also defending Madame Epstein. Anyways, one major highlight, his claim, of course, of ignorance, that he was absolutely clueless in terms of holes or how big the hole was of assets. But in a way, it kind of contradicts everything that the witnesses so far have testified, and also kind of contradicts his own statements made previously when he talked about finding the bug that was supposedly fixed. So a lot of next level stupidity and next level claims of ignorance, which of course is all very unlikely. If there's one thing this case shows us, is that smart kids, they can be taught at Ivy League schools advanced level physics, advanced level calculus, but apparently they're not being taught common sense, and even have the world's experts as parents, i.e. Caroline Ellison's parents and Sam's parents, and despite all this, they were never taught some common sense. If you haven't checked out the video from yesterday, absolute bombshell detailing the origins, Joseph Bankman's involvement, and even crypto Bitcoin price manipulations, massive revelations by the FTX bankruptcy case lawyers, jam-packed with details that honestly a lot of people I don't think know about. Okay, so I'm gonna do a full transcript summary, so let's get started. Everything starts with Judge Kaplan telling Sam he's still under oath and he's being questioned still by his defense lawyer, Mark Cohen. After that, he gets cross-examined. Mark Cohen, as CEO, did you prepare priorities lists? Sam said yes, saying, I put them out there to let employees know what I was doing. They display a document, asked what this is. Sam says it's a priorities list dating from late September into October of 22. Mark Cohen, I'm not gonna go over all 16 items, just a few. Number 1, data. What is that? Sam responding that the FTX team was building out a database so that non-developers can have access to it, including himself, that he was trying to make trading faster. Asked how much time he was spending per day on these, he said about 12 hours, and that he was managing the people that were working on them. Asked how much revenue did these items relate to? Objection sustained. Mark Cohen reworded, how much would revenue have increased through these? Sam said 1 to 2 billion per year. Asked if FTX attempted to manage risk. Sam said yes, that if a customer went negative, it would cause a hole, which is why they developed a risk engine. Asked if he had discussions about hedging. He said yes, with the beautiful Caroline Ellison and Sam Trabucco. Mark Cohen specifically asking where he had those discussions with Caroline Ellison. Sam said in the Orchid apartment study, saying he'd organized the conversation that after Bitcoin fell to $20,000, that Alameda's negative asset value had fallen was about $10 billion. Objection, Danielle Sassoon. Sustained. Judge Kaplan saying all of that is stricken. Mark Cohen, what did Caroline say? Sam said she started crying. Is that 1 month time period where Alameda's value went from 40 billion to 10 billion that he had mentioned in one of the previous days, that she had agreed that Alameda should have hedged and that she offered to step down. Asking how he reacted himself, Sam said that he went point by point with Caroline Ellison and that her stepping down was her decision to make. Now the other stuff, he said that the rest should be focused more on putting the hedges, saying that in September, he spoke again with her about the hedges, asking about the scale of them, saying that she gave him a number and that he was happy with it. He was glad, but that it should have been a bigger number, at least twice as much, saying that she sent him some spreadsheets. Mark Cohen asking what her reaction was to all this. Sam said that she agreed. Mark Cohen now asking about Sam Trabucco. Scam Sam saying that he was on the Signal thread also. Asked what was said. Sam says, I was trying. Judge Kaplan chimes in saying to Sam, answer the question, that the question is specific. The question being, what did you say and what was said? Sam said, we talked about insolvency, saying I saw it as related to the negative asset value. Mark Cohen, did you take a trip in October? Sam said yes, to the Middle East. Mark Cohen, generally, how much did you travel? With Sam saying, probably too much, upwards of 100 days per year, and mostly to Washington, D.C. Surprise, surprise. Asked, what was the purpose of your trip to the Middle East? Sam saying there was a conference there, that he was invited to Dubai, and he owed them a visit. Asked if he heard about the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Sam said yes, that he was going to meet with some of them, but that Adam Yedidia said it was a waste of time, adding that FTX's main competitor, being Binance, was headquartered in the Middle East. And because of this, and that their relationship was frosty, the trip to the Middle East could upset Binance, since that would put FTX going into their turf. Mark Cohen, how did you view the trip? Sam said, largely as successful. Okay, now Mark Cohen moves forward, showing a calendar of November, asking what happened on the 11th. Sam said that FTX filed for bankruptcy on the 11th. Asked what happened on the 2nd. Sam said that CoinDesk, there was an article leaking an old copy of a balance sheet from Alameda Research. Mark Cohen, how did you react? Sam said he reached out to Caroline. Okay, pay attention to Sam's wording here very carefully, because the devil is always in the details. Mark Cohen, how did you react? Sam said, I reached out to Caroline if she wanted to respond. We decided on a tweet. Interesting wording there, and it kind of goes against what Caroline testified. Then they show the tweet in the courtroom asking if this is it from November 6th. Sam said yes, with the tweet saying we have $10 billion not reflected there. They move on to a different tweet by CZ. Mark Cohen reading the tweet from CZ saying that he wrote that they're going to liquidate FTT tokens, asking Sam, is this correct? Sam said yes, with Sam saying that he discussed with Caroline Ellison whether we should send a tweet in response. She agreed that customer withdrawals had reached $1 billion just on November the 6th, and that he was concerned about a run on the bank. Mark Cohen, what is that? Sam says, say you have a bank. Objection sustained. Mark Cohen, how did you respond? Sam said that Caroline sent out a tweet saying that we should buy FTT at $22. Mark Cohen, November the 7th, what did you observe in terms of withdrawals? Sam said they increased. Then November the 7th, they had about $4 billion of withdrawals, 100 times over the average. And because of this, they might have a liquidity crisis. Okay, Mark Cohen showing another tweet asking Sam, has he seen this? With Sam saying yes, that it was their tweet regarding slow withdrawal times, slow response to withdrawal requests, that he was told by Gary Wang that Bitcoin withdrawals specifically had been slowed to about an hour, not seconds or minutes. Sam said we hit speed bumps and that Gary was working on it. Mark Cohen, what about this tweet talking about false rumors and that FTX is fine, that assets are fine, with Sam saying that he thought Binance was targeting FTX for working with regulators, that people on Twitter were getting paid by Binance. Objection, no foundation, sustained, stricken. Mark Cohen, you tweeted that assets are fine. What did you mean by that? My view was that the exchange was okay. No hole in terms of assets. Mark Cohen, you said here that FTX will continue to process customer withdrawals. Mark Cohen, then what happened? Sam said that Alameda Research crashed, that they had very little margin left. So Sam was saying that the timing of the tweet, that it wasn't until the evening that he realized that the market crashed and the company was risking a solvency crisis. I guess talking about the timing of the tweets and the evening, he's trying to say that he wasn't really lying on the tweets. Mark Cohen, what impact did the hedges have? And this is beyond stupid. Sam said very little, and he took down the Twitter thread. Okay, now he's asked if he spoke with Nishat Singh about this. Sam said yes, about personal finances and the situation. I understood that Nishat wanted to get out of his own personal loans. Mark Cohen, what was his demeanor? Scam Sam, he was actively suicidal, that they had a therapist on call. Mark Cohen, did you have any contact with Binance? Sam said yes, that he reached out to CZ to see if Binance would want to acquire FTX, that they signed a letter of intent, but that they backed out 1 day later. Mark Cohen, did you have any discussions with Can Sun? Sam said yes. Asked how many hours he was working per day. Sam said 22, maybe 23 hours per day, saying he called Apollo, showing Apollo a spreadsheet, that Apollo was actively looking to make investments worth up to a few $1 billion. That he spoke with Can Sun about this walking around the Albany apartment. Mark Cohen, what did you say and what did he say? Sam responded that Can Sun said there were different buckets of assets. Asked if he had subsequent calls with Apollo. Sam said yes, saying that Can Sun was not on the call, and that after there was an all-hands meeting with Alameda Research. Asked if he was at that meeting, Sam said no. Mark Cohen, November 11th, you stepped down. Sam said yes. Asked if there was a time that he spoke with journalists, Sam said yes. Asked why he did that. He said that he wanted to explain what he knew. Asked if he spoke with Good Morning America, with George Stephanopoulos. He said yes, that he apologized, that he wanted to apologize. Mark Cohen, did you speak with the Bahamas Securities Commissions? Sam said yes, and that his dad, Joseph Bankman, was there. Funny, his dad just pops up magically at really strange times, yet he doesn't save his son from f***ing up. Mark Cohen, then what happened? Sam responded that he and Gary Wang were directed to transfer funds, transfer assets that he was just trying to help in any way that he could. Mark Cohen, thank you, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried, the legend. No further questions. All right, guys, this is the moment. Danielle Sassoon, the prosecutor, cross-examining our dear friend, Scam Sam. So Danielle Sassoon, as you can see in the picture, looks like a very nice, attractive person. The kind of nice girl you would bring to meet your mom. But judging from her previous questioning of Sam, she's a total beast in the courtroom. She's going to bite his head off, rip him to shreds, and spit him back out. Alrighty, Danielle Sassoon, Mr. Bankman-Fried, you owned 90% of Alameda. Sam said yes. Is it fair to say that FTX and Alameda were affiliated? Sam said yes. Sassoon, you were a billionaire. Sam said yes. Asking Sam, would you say you were not involved in Alameda trading? Sam responds, depends on what you mean by trading. Asking Sam, you were not walled off though, right? Sam said, no, he was not walled off. Prosecutor asking, you met with Caroline Ellison and Sam Trabucco. Sam said yes. Asked if he had input on trading decisions. Sam said yes. Asked, were you in a chat group called Vertex? Sam said yes. Prosecutor, you told Caroline when to buy certain cryptocurrencies. Is that correct? With Sam responding that he's not sure exactly what she's referring to. Now showing evidence of chats between Caroline and Sam Trabucco and Sam, with Sassoon asking if he called Alameda we. Sam said yes. Sassoon, you ordered Caroline and told her to trade, with Caroline responding sounds good, and you, Sam, responded LOL. Is that correct? Sam, yep. Prosecutor, you told her to trade in Japanese government bonds. Is that correct? Yes. Prosecutor, you sent Caroline Ellison spreadsheets about hedging, and that's trading. Is that correct? Sam said yes. Asked if he was arrested in December. Sam said yes. Asked if he did interviews. Sam said yes. Prosecutor, you understood that it was important to tell the truth. Is that correct? Sam said yes, as best as he could. She says, you ran with what you said in interviews through a PR filter. Is that correct? Sam said yes. So very likely he was told what to say during all those interviews. He's asked if he did an interview with Mario Nawfal on Twitter Spaces in November of 22. Sam said yes. Sassoon, you told Mario that you were not involved. Sam says, I don't remember that. They show a piece of evidence and Scam Sam can be heard on audio, with Sam saying on audio that he was intentionally not involved due to concerns about conflict of interest. Sassoon, is that your voice? With Sam saying, it sounds like me. Asked if he spoke with Financial Times. Sam says, I don't recall. Prosecutor Sassoon, she takes out an article dated for December, and it says, she starts reading, it says, the FTX founder insisted that he had been walled off. Asking Sam, do you see that? Sam said yes. Asked if these interviews were done before he realized that he was indicted. Sam said yes. Asked if he thought his messages had been auto-deleted. He said some of them. Sassoon, look at this, the Fantastic Three. You didn't know that Caroline Ellison would be cooperating with the government, did you? Sam said, asked if he knew if the government would have a search warrant against his Google account. Sam said, he suspected. You reviewed Caroline Ellison's documents from the Google Drive. Is that correct? He says yes. Prosecutor, do you agree that you know how to tell a good story? Scam Sam says, depends on what matrix you use. What the hell is wrong with this guy? All that points to his big mouth full of... Asked if you've raised money through pitches dozens of times. Sam said yes. Asked if he spoke about the liquidation protocol. Sam said yes. Asked if he made a pitch to Congress. Sam said he testified. Asked if he flew to DC on private planes. Sam said yes. Asked if he's familiar with the phrase crypto Twitter. Sam said yes. Asked if he did a good job with the press. Sam said he certainly thought so, better than he expected. Asked if FTX had 15 billion from customers excluding Alameda. Sam said yes, sounds plausible. Asked if he told the public how FTX would function, would operate. Sam said yes. Prosecutor saying you wanted customers to view FTX as safe. Sam said yes, that would be ideal. Prosecutor, you wanted people to trust you with their money. Sam said yes. Asked if he recalled saying that FTX was safe. Sam said no, but he may have. Prosecutor Sassoon, she plays an audio exhibit, a specific part in the audio where Scam Sam says that FTX worked really well with all things considered. Asked if that was him, Sam said yes. Asked if he marketed FTX as safer than other exchanges, Sam said yes, specifically FTX US. Prosecutor, you said you would always allow withdrawals. Sam said yes. Sassoon, on October the 6th, 2022, the core of owning crypto is your own assets? Sam said, I don't remember. Sassoon shows an exhibit, asking what is the date of this tweet. Sam says the tweet is dated October the 20th, 2022. Prosecutor, you knew of the $8 billion liability, is that correct? Sam said, yes. You stated publicly that customers mattered more than anything. Sam says, I may have. Prosecutor, you wanted FTX customers to trust you. Sam says, that would have been ideal. Yes. Okay, now Sassoon moves to talk about his Congress testimony, asking the key principles you told Congress about. You reviewed that. Is that correct? Sam said, yes. Asked if he was involved in drafting it. Sam said he doesn't remember if he was involved in drafting it. Asked if he submitted this under oath. Sam said, yes. Prosecutor Sassoon tells Sam to read a portion. Sam starts reading, we offer this today. Prosecutor, the next bullet, appropriate disclosures. Sam says yes. Asked if he said on Twitter that his support for regulation was contingent on protecting customers. Sam says, I don't remember. Asked if he said regulators in private. Sam replied, I said that once. Sassoon, but you said it was PR. Sam responding, I said something like that. Danielle Sassoon, you called people on crypto Twitter space dumb motherfuckers. Sam responded, a subset of them, yes. Asked if it's true that he thought that regulations would actually help take market share away from Binance. He responded, that would be a pro, but there were also cons. Prosecutor, you cannot deposit $10 and then withdraw $1 billion. Is that correct? Sam says, it depends on the context. What? Asked if he claimed that the risk engine he had in place, custodied collateral, took into account collateral. Sam said yes. Asked if that's how you marketed FTX. Sam said sometimes. Danielle Sassoon brings up the New York Times interview with Andrew Sorkin. Sam saying he doesn't remember exactly what he said. He's given something to look at, he reads it, then he's asked if a customer can go negative. Sam said yes. Prosecutor says, but a typical customer could not hold a negative value for days because he would be liquidated. Sam said yes, in most cases. Prosecutor saying that a typical customer, what they could borrow corresponded with their collateral. Is that correct? Sam said yes, and their line of credit. Do you recall making assurances that Alameda was subject to the same rules? Sam says, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Danielle Sassoon quotes Sam. You said, Sam, their account is like anyone else's. Sam says, I did. Pointing to an email dated March 2022, prosecutor saying, you told Mr. Foe when he came to the Bahamas that Alameda played by the same rules as anyone else. Sam says, I don't remember. Asked if he claimed that in 2022, Alameda was a completely separate entity. He responded, more or less. Asked if he called FTX a neutral piece of market infrastructure. Sam says, I don't remember saying that. I might have. Prosecutor, do you deny Alameda had some accounts with the allow negative function? Sam says, no. Do you deny that Alameda could withdraw billions of dollars without the risk of being liquidated? Sam says, that might be right. Prosecutor, you don't deny that. Sam says, no, I don't deny that. That's billions, folks, billions. Sassoon, didn't you say that you didn't cut your hair because you're lazy? Sam said, that sounds about right. Sassoon, shorts and t-shirts, you said you wore them because they're comfortable. Sam said, yes. Didn't you tell Anthony Scaramucci that the shorts and t-shirt were part of your brand? Sam said, I don't recall that. Sassoon plays audio where Sam is heard saying that if we named our company Coin Day Traders, that no one would like them, that they would be rejected, that no one doesn't like the term research. Asked if that was him, he said yes. Asked if he flew to the Super Bowl using a private jet, Sam says he does not recall how he got there. Prosecutor, you don't remember because you flew in private jet so much? Sam said he traveled about 100 times that year. Can't recall. Then a picture of him sleeping on a private jet is introduced. Prosecutor, you worked really hard, right? Sam said yes. Asked if he had little time for anything else. He said yes. Asked if he didn't have any time for dating. Sam said, that's right. Poor Scam Sam. Check out the Creepy Lover video if you haven't. It's hilarious. Asked if he wanted Alameda to be successful. He said yes. Next, Sassoon pulls up a marketing deck, asking Sam if he referred to FTX Insurance Fund. Sam said yes. Prosecutor, you were too busy to get a haircut, right? He responds, that's right. Sassoon, you testified that the catastrophic event threatened all of FTX and Alameda. Sam said yes. Asked that it's his testimony that he did not look into the change of the code. Sam said yes. So it's your testimony that on October the 24th of 2022, you never looked inside of the database. Sam says that someone may have set up an account using his name, but that he never looked at it. Prosecutor, didn't you try to restore access to the AWS database, the Amazon Web Services database used by FTX? Sam says, not personally. Sassoon, yes or no? Did you seek to restore access to the AWS database? Sam, I don't know what you're asking about here. Judge Kaplan chiming in, just answer the question. Prosecutor rewording, you were trying to get AWS database access. Sam, yes. Sassoon, none of the other market makers had a line of credit greater than 150 million. Is that right? Sam confirming that is correct. Prosecutor, Alameda could withdraw money from the exchange. Is that correct? Sam says, I now believe this was true. Sassoon, you said a neutral piece of market infrastructure. It's in this article. Is that correct? Sam says he doesn't remember saying it. Sassoon, but you said it. Sam says, presumably. Sassoon, is it your testimony that the journalists in these articles lied about what you said? Scam Sam says, I'm not sure. Asked by Judge Kaplan, does he remember saying those words exactly or in substance? Sam just kind of fluttering, saying, yes. Prosecutor, did Foe speak with you in the penthouse for 11 hours? Sam said no. Asked 5 hours. Sam said no. Maybe an hour. Sassoon, Nisha told you that he'd gotten the revenues above $1 billion, and you testified that you were surprised. Is that correct? Sam said yes. Asking if with that he sent out an FTX stat sheet. Sam said yes. Okay, so Sassoon puts up a data sheet. They open a tab and they're looking at revenue. Sassoon asking, there's no tab for staking revenue. Is that correct? Sam says, I don't obviously see one here, and there's other things I don't see. Prosecutor, but here you claim that the revenue is above $1 billion for 2021. Is that correct? Sam says yes. Prosecutor, was it your decision to buy out Binance's stake in FTX, Binance equity stake, for $2 billion? Sam said yes. Asked if he directed the investment into Modulo Capital. Sam said yes. Effectively correct. Asked if he directed the investment into K5. Sam said, I directed an investment, not necessarily this one, the one that's being shown. Asked, was it your decision to make the investment in Robinhood? Sam said yes. Sassoon, were you the only member of the board of directors of Alameda Research Limited? Sam says, this makes it seem like he was heading everything, but that it wasn't his intention. Judge Kaplan, you owned 90% of Alameda stock. Did you become a board of director by mistake? Sam said no. Prosecutor, asked if he recognized an affidavit that he signed. Sam says no. Asked if he signed it without reading it. Sam ends up reading it, and he says he actually did read it. Prosecutor, you said that you own Robinhood stock. Sam said, at the time I did. Prosecutor asking, at the time that you filed this regarding the Robinhood shares, were you aware at the time that customers could not withdraw their funds? Objection overruled. Sam says, yes, I was aware. Asked if he considered calling the Robinhood broker to give you access, to give you the shares without even thinking about it. Sam said, I did not consider that. Prosecutor, at the time, Alameda was repaying its debts. You told Caroline to pay the lenders. Is that correct? Sam said yes. Did you know that it put FTX exchange at risk? Sam said no, that he did not. Saying, I did not at that time think that FTX, saying that I did not think at that time the odds were significant. Sassoon, so you knew there was a risk. Sam said, there's always a risk. Taking money from FTX to pay back lenders, that's not margin trading, is it? Sam says, I'm not sure I agree. Asked if he understood there was a risk of a hole. Sam says, there could become a hole. So you knew that Alameda could not pay, right? I knew around then, but I can't remember the exact sequence. They move on to balance sheets, spreadsheets. Asked which one he used, he says number 7, alternative 7. Asked if he recalled receiving 8 tabs from Caroline. Sam says, I'm not sure. It may have been. Sassoon, you know that the prosecution had Google data, metadata, showing that you had accessed 8 alternative spreadsheets. Objection overruled. Sassoon, you continued to direct venture capital investments and travel to the Middle East to try to raise the money. Is that right? Sam said yes, among other things. Asked if he considered shutting down Alameda and replacing it with Modulo. That's interesting. Sam said yes, in a way. Sassoon, you said that Modulo had a lower PR cost than Alameda. Sam responds, I don't remember. Prosecutor, Alameda was no longer one of the largest market makers, but you had used that as a marketing tool. Sam said yes. He told that to investors. And that was the end of the day. They're going to go well into tomorrow, probably the whole day. Pretty interesting so far. A lot of things are not adding up. And Sam is basically bombing like crazy. I mean, it's like legit embarrassing for the man. It's approaching a very pathetic level of defense, essentially. It's crazy. Okay, so just one more piece of info to share with you guys. So yesterday in the video, I talked about the lawsuit from former FTX employees back in 2019 suing FTX and the SAM squad for market manipulation, for crypto, Bitcoin market manipulation. So that lawsuit was filed in San Francisco in California. That was the venue for the lawsuit. And I found a couple of paragraphs that they explain why they're suing in California. So essentially they say that FTX, Alameda, even though they were registered in the Bahamas to avoid US regulations, all of them were working at the time in California, in Alameda County, in Berkeley. So essentially what they argued was that Daniel Friedberg and the FTX lawyers, potentially even Sam's dad, has set up the business structure down in the Bahamas, avoiding regulations, but they were conducting the actual business straight out of California, thereby breaking a bunch of regulatory laws. And they make the argument that it's only because of this lawsuit that the SAM squad relocated out of there. Out of California. Pretty interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. So what does that demonstrate? Well, it demonstrates that they were playing the game of jurisdictions, the game of avoiding all regulations, whether it's US or international regulations in Europe or wherever, that they had been shopping since the inception of the companies. And I think that's pretty interesting. So to try to upload way earlier, hopefully not too late at night. So if you stuck around to the end, thanks again for spending time with me. Please don't forget to smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.